There are many different factors that will influence your financial situation as a mother. Your gender, your age, your lifestyle, your personality, your skill set and experience, your present, your past, your partner, the city and the country you live in, macroeconomics, geopolitics, inflation, your mindset, your own scripts, and many, many others. However, in the recent years, and especially with social media and online, I've seen a lot of focus and a lot of noise around the importance of having different income streams and diversifying your income. Although I'm a big advocate of diversifying your income, having multiple income streams, I think that the education that goes around is very superficial and does not even scratch the surface. So, if you feel like you're getting nowhere diversifying your income while everyone else goes around having multiple income streams and looks happy, please stay tuned for an honest conversation. I'm a lucky person. I got to a point in my life where I can invest regularly on monthly basis, where I have the benefit of having some sort of passive or passive-ish, as I call it, passive-ish income from my properties. And I also have this dream of managing multiple income streams. So in this video, I would like to take a look under the cover and go through the trade-offs and sacrifices a mom, especially a single mom, has to make in order to obtain and to sustain all these different income streams. So what does multiple income streams mean? So the idea is very logical and simple, that you diversify your income and your revenue streams into different pockets, into different baskets. So in this way, you de-risk in the situation by not being dependent on just one income stream at a time. But what does this mean in practice, and how does this affect a mom's life? And I think the problem is with oversimplification. All these well-building advocates, I think they just oversimplify the situation, really. For me, it's simply math here. There is nothing complicated. So if you have one income stream, it equals work. If you have two income streams, it equals more work. And if you have three income streams, equals much more work for yourself. And within that context, do you really want to have multiple income streams? If so, are you ready to be touching your screen, to be touching your phone and your laptop much more than you'll be touching your kids? Because multiple income streams means time, commitment, dedication, and a lot of your attention. And you might say, why is that? I'm gonna go for only passive income streams. The thing is that passive income is not really passive, not 100%. Let me give you as an example my situation where I have at the moment 5 income streams. I am a lucky person, I'm not moaning, I just want to do a reality check and go quickly through each one of them. So I have the main income stream, my corporate job, which I love, and I have worked for decades to get to where I am today, had to take loads of certifications, study for years, progress, get all sorts of promotions, work hard, work late, many hours a week, sacrifice loads of relationships to get where I am today. But let me tell you something, my corporate job is very active, very, very active. There is nothing passive about it. It's active and demanding. So income stream number 2, that's the income that I get from my properties, renting out my properties. And I'm absolutely self-conscious and aware how lucky I was to be able to work hard for that many years and be able to invest in London, one of the most expensive cities in the world, and have these properties. I'm very much aware. Many other people work hard and even harder all their life, and they do not have this privilege. I just have to turn my head and look at my parents who worked very hard themselves and could not afford a holiday in 40 years together. The property investing business, where you buy a property, you rent it out for some cash flow, for some profit every single month to other people, is just simply out of reach for most people and for most ordinary salaries. It's just simply not accessible for the majority of people. Now, income number 3, and that's my small business, Monstera Terra, is an online shop I created on Etsy about 3 years ago that I still have running, and you can probably see the plants in the background. Now, this job was really hard work from the very beginning, and I actually created a separate video where I talk about how I successfully managed to make more than £50,000 selling plants. And that sounds amazing, and I do highlight the challenges and the difficulties in that video. But I must say that this small business actually broke my back. As a result of that hard work, I have to do acupuncture and massage a few times a year. So let me tell you, that small business was a good idea, but there is nothing passive about it. It requires my time, my commitment, my attention, my involvement every single day. Now, income stream number 4, and that's the course creation. So I've only created one course in my life and it's still generating a small income to this day. I created the course when I was 9 months pregnant with my son, just before giving birth. I uploaded it online on Udemy and I have not touched it ever since because motherhood started and because life happened. So to this date, that course keeps generating me between 100 and 200 pounds every single month. And as I said, I've not touched it. That's probably my single income stream in my portfolio that actually is passive, 100% passive. And number 5 is stock investment and investing, which I must say has been mostly passive for the last couple of years. But equally is not 100% passive because I have to dedicate time on research, I have to dedicate time on analysis, I have to pay financial advisors. So it's not free. It requires upfront investment and it requires a lot of research and attention and risk associated with losing all the money. So when it comes to YouTube, so you may wondering, what about YouTube? YouTube, I'm not monetized at this moment. YouTube pays me 0. So hopefully this channel will get monetized at some point in the future. So what have I found by running all these different income streams? Well, in all honesty, multiple income streams means that you'll have to dedicate more time, you'll have to dedicate more of your attention, and you'll have to do that pretty much on a daily basis. In addition to that, you'll have to invest upfront. Your cash, your hard-earned cash will need to be invested upfront. It's not that you invest your cash and then the machine, the engine is running in the background. That's not the case. You'll need to go out and accumulate, develop entirely new skills to get to an expert level, to be able to see your return on investment. And to acquire those skills, you'll need to be dedicating more time. So for example, the income that I get from my property is not passive and it will never be passive 100%. Because when you invest your life savings and your money into a business or into different assets, you cannot just move away because you labeled it as passive. In reality, making more money from multiple income streams means working harder, dedicating more time, more focus, more attention, as I said, on a daily basis. As a result of these privileges, I do not sleep very much, mostly because these are not passive income streams. They are not something that if I go to sleep, they'll continue to generate me money as if I work on them. You may watch this video and think, what on earth is she saying? She has all these multiple income streams running around and she's being ungrateful. That's not the case. I'm very much grateful. I generated these income streams mostly because I played very well the hustle culture for so long, sacrificing so many aspects of my life. It does benefit me a lot having that emotional security and having options, but I must say that the hustle culture is not aligned to my current values or to my core identity. And since having my child, I got so much more perspective on my life, my finances, my horizons, my aspirations, and everything in between. And I think it completely redefined what wealth means to me, and money is not one of it. So number 2, and reality check number 2, is all about saving more money. The question is, do you really want to work harder, having multiple income streams running around all day to be able to be more frugal and to save more? Is that really the outcome that you want? You want to work to be able to save. I don't think anyone wants that. And if that's you, if that's your goal in life, I salute you. I respect that decision. In this culture of skyrocketing consumer debt, every coach out there will tell you to live below your means. There is also a crazy amount of advice and guidance that suggests that if something is not generating you money, you should not buy it. And I get all of that, but it's my money. I generated it with my time. Surely I'm the best person to know how to save it, how to spend it, how to invest it. So if you want my advice here, I would suggest to create your own formula, understand really what works for you when it comes to saving and to investing. Don't let society, YouTube, other people tell you what's best for you when it comes to your money. Coming from Eastern Europe as a background and having experienced post-communist times, I think that I tested frugality for way too long. For me personally, when it comes to savings, I live in two seasons. One season is the saving season, and that's the season when everything goes on diet. And by everything, I mean everything: clothes, entertainment, holidays, myself, everything goes on diet. During this season, I love saving because I know my why. My why is very clear. If I want to buy a new property or if I want to invest in something and I need to generate the money instead of going and borrowing too much from a bank, then I have my why very clear. And this whole process of saving is not like a life sentence. It's not painful. I understand why I'm doing it and I'm doing it. I do not hate it. And it actually helps me to lose a lot of weight. But that's a separate discussion. On the flip side, I also have the holiday season. And that season is when I do not obsess over savings. That's the season when I can afford to spend some money to take my parents on holiday, when they have not had a holiday since their honeymoon. And I could be choosing to invest that money into something else, something that would generate me potentially more money. But during the holiday season, I choose to invest in creating memories with my family, mostly because my analysis tells me that my parents will not be around forever, so I have to choose wisely. And the last thing, let's talk about investing and the sacrifices and the trade-offs on that front. When it comes to investing, I said it before, I'll say it again. If you're not investing today and you can afford to invest, what you're basically doing, you're stealing from your future self. Do not do that. But let's keep it real for one moment. Not everyone has the money to invest. And that's the sad reality. If you have money problems, if you have high rate debt, I would not recommend to start investing. If you don't have an emergency fund for yourself and for your family, I would not start investing. Investing is a great way to move to that passive income lifestyle, but it does require upfront investment from you. In addition to your investment, it also requires skill set. It requires the research skill to be able to go deep dive into the research, to really understand the context, to really understand what are you gonna invest in? What's your strategy? Are you going local? Are you going global? Are you going for dividend stocks? Are you going for high risk stocks? How are you going to generate your profit? What's your exit strategy? And more importantly, what's your time frame? Are you investing for short period of time, long period of time, and so on? In addition to all of this, what you actually need is an investor mindset muscle. And to develop that, it takes time and it takes practice. So what do I mean by the investor mindset muscle? Well, the stock market is very volatile. That's common knowledge. And having a strong investor muscle and mindset will help you not to get unsettled during those ups and downs in the market. But it can take years to develop that investor mindset. It can take very costly experiences. Because investing is risky and always requires a very highly personalized advice for your case and for your situation, I always recommend going to a financial advisor. I'm not one. But also doing your own research, really understanding what are you investing your money in. Okay, so this video may sound like I'm against having multiple income streams. Well, myself, I manage multiple income streams. Let me make it clear, I'm not against multiple income streams. I'm doing a reality check and I'm sharing the sacrifices and the trade-offs that I had to make from my own side. And there is a lot of benefits and pros around having multiple income streams. I think maybe the biggest for me was the skill set that I was able to acquire. I learned about marketing, about sales, about commerce, set up my own website. I learned about customer experience. I learned about customer service. I learned about patience and critical thinking. Overall, I think it improved my skill set and improved me as a person. I'm still exhausted at the end of the day, I must say, but at least it gives me those options. It gives me that emotional security. But let me tell you something. If you are on a one income stream, your corporate job or your small business or your big business, and if that's working for you, and if you're happy with the setup, my advice would be keep it as it is. That's a great place to be. And there is no need going around and chasing multiple income streams. So I'll leave you with one question, and do please tell me in the comments below. Do people seek multiple income streams out of desire or necessity for more money? This is all, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you soon.